We're getting closer and closer to the NFL season. I think the biggest thing that happened is the Justin Herbert extension. It's 5 years, $262.5 million contract extension. He's 25. He's in Los Angeles through 2029. The deal includes a no trade clause, $133.7 million in full guarantees, and $193.7 million injury guarantees. He's currently the highest paid player in the NFL.
Okay, so first thing that comes to mind, bros, and I'm sure you're thinking the same thing. It's like every good quarterback is just going to become the next, or every great quarterback is just going to be, the next highest paid guy.
Yeah,
we've seen this trend in other sports too. That's where we're at now with quarterbacks.
Yeah, I think Patrick Mahomes is currently number 8. And I know the Chiefs said that they wanted to make sure that like he didn't feel like he was, not the best guy in the league. So they were saying they would revisit it. I guess my thing is just something that like comes to mind with the Chargers that's kind of scary is the salary cap for next year is $224 million. And obviously there hasn't been roster cuts right now. So there's still like some money on the books. But next year they're like $50 million over the cap. And how do you get below that? I don't know, because their top players like that are paid, Khalil Mack in 2024 is getting paid $38.5 million. Joey Bosa, $36.6 million. Keenan Allen, who is slowing down a little bit, $34.7 million. And Mike Williams, $32.5 million. The reason I read those off is because I think this is part of a larger discussion with Justin Herbert, where most people will say like, oh, well, his guys can't stay on the field, or like the coaching mistakes. And I'm not trying to hate on Justin Herbert. I think he's a super talented player. But I guess my thing is like, with him signing this contract, the good players around him only get more restricted. So if those excuses are there now, like, are they just going to last his whole career? Like, I don't get that. Like, I don't understand how he takes this jump when the salary cap is even more restrained now, where he already, in my opinion, the Chargers have a better roster than a lot of teams in the NFL.
No, absolutely. Well, okay, so there's a lot of things we got to address. So I want to start with number one, like you said, like how are the Chargers going to deal with their cap situation soon? So that is going to be a mess. But I think, you look at who's getting paid a ton of money here. I mean, right off the bat, J.C. Jackson, unless J.C. Jackson goes ballistic this season, I think he's number one on the list. Mm-hmm. That, it's like, all right, we're going to make some space getting rid of J.C. Jackson. There's some star players. Injury concerns, guys might just be the ones first out. But my main thing on the Herbert contract is, I know you're probably leaning away from this, how I'm going to feel on it.
Okay.
But it's like, they paid a ton of money for him. But the truth of the matter is, for this contract, I do believe he's worth every penny.
I agree.
Because it's like, the reality of the situation is, championship football, right? That's what the Chargers are chasing. I mean, that they're desperate. I know Chargers fans are desperate. They've been so close so many times. And then recently the hype has been there. They never have been making these jumps. I think the Chargers really just need to get, it's like that's the running thing with them, is they just can't stay healthy. Mm-hmm. The truth is, if the Chargers could stay healthy, they could make a Super Bowl run. It's just that impression on us is so strong because that's been the case for so long now, even at this point, truly pre-Justin Herbert. So the Chargers have this stigma for me. I'm sure it's for you. It's like, if they could just stay healthy, I have no doubt they're going to be competing for as long as Justin Herbert is there. And we all know this, but it's like, now you're just like, you got to pay the right guys instead of paying J.C. Jackson. That's really what I think things come down to. Like, they just got to put the right team around Justin now. The pressure's on them. Like, they paid him, I guess the pressure's on the ownership group and everything, but.
Yeah, I agree. I think Justin Herbert was worth every penny. Like, I guess my thing, like, I don't want to say like disdain for Justin Herbert. It has nothing really to do with like Herbert himself. I think it's a lot of like the people that like actively support him is like, people don't like to put fault on Justin Herbert for whatever reason. And, I was in a discussion the other day, like separate from the other discussion we had in the chat, just about like 27-0 loss, or the 27 when they were up 27-0 in the playoffs versus the Jaguars and they lost that game. People were talking about Justin Herbert did everything he needed to. It was the coaching and the defense. But if you're going to get paid like a top quarterback, you have to score once and a half, in my opinion. Like, And that's just my opinion. The defense did collapse. The coaching wasn't great. But at the end of the day, like, Patrick Mahomes is getting you that touchdown. Tom Brady's getting you that touchdown. And I'm not saying Justin Herbert is Patrick Mahomes, but you're getting paid more than him. So, like, you have to show up. Like, that's the whole thing, is like, you're supposed to elevate these guys. And I know, like, there was injuries to the team, but it's just like, Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl with who? Besides Travis Kelce, who? So I guess my thing is, like, I just, going into 2025, you have Joey Bosa, Derwin James, JC Jackson under contract. But it's like, beyond that, you don't have Mike Williams under contract. You don't have Keenan Allen under contract. 2024, like, if they don't re-sign these guys, they're kind of after 2024, if they don't re-sign like their big players, like, they're going to, I mean, like, if he can't win with what he's got now and they're not healthy, like, where are they going? I guess they very well could, like, put together a great roster, but Austin Eckler is getting older, like, and he accounts for a lot of their offense.
No, it just pops in my head, bro. That's why it's like, I think the media and everybody else, we're the ones overcomplicating it, because the reality situation is, it just came to me. We already know this, but the real problem in the situation, bro, is Brandon Staley is still the coach of the team.
Yeah.
Like, if you genuinely, it's like, what's holding them back? That actually is what's holding them back. I'll stand on it, and I will keep standing on it. I'm sorry. Brandon Staley, to me, obviously we say he knows his football, he knows his defense, all that. But I just don't think he's the guy to elevate this team. And I'm just going to stand on that. That's like my new stance, where it's like, maybe it's not even the Chargers. Maybe it's not even the injuries. Maybe it's really just that he's not built to lead them for a fire postseason run.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know really what the solution is for the Chargers. Like, if you want to look at kind of the top 10 paid quarterbacks, well, it's a little bit longer in top 10, because technically in total value, Matt Stafford, Dak Prescott, and Daniel Jones are all tied at 10, depending how you want to judge total value. Well, total value is 160, but total guaranteed, Dak Prescott has the most at 126, and 95 million fully guaranteed. But I mean, like, I don't know, like, I would take Justin Herbert over Jalen Hurts long term. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Deshaun Watson, just because age, and, like, I think Justin Herbert is a better quarterback than those guys. Well, he's not a better quarterback than Rodgers, but you get what I'm saying with age and everything like that. No, for
sure.
But, like, Mahomes and Allen, like, definitely not taking him over there. And, like, Burrow is about to be probably the highest paid quarterback. So it's just like, my thing is, like, if you're going to be paid like a top 5 quarterback, like, even if your team isn't, if you don't have the perfect circumstances, you have to elevate your team. And I think Herbert's worth every dime. But until he does that, to me, like, just looking at quarterback skill and who I'd want on my team, I would take all those guys over him. And I'd take T-Law over Justin Herbert easily, in my opinion. I just think Herbert has more, T-Law has more intangibles.
I feel like I'm with you where it's like this slightest, like, it is very slight, but I'm with you on that. But that's also just because that's just a testament to how much talent there is at the QB position in the league right now.
Yeah, there is a lot. And I think that's underrated too, is like, this was like a discussion, not a really discussion, but just a point someone made. Is like, if you think someone's top 7, they're not considered elite. But I just think, like, the quarterback talent is so big, or so much. There's so much quarterback talent in the league right now that you can consider top 7, top 8 as elite, because it's like, everyone is so good at the position. I mean, like, think about it. Like, think about, like, what quarterback talent used to be like 10, 20 years ago. Like, some teams would try out some bullshit. Like, some bullshit.
Dude, the Bears were one of them.
Oh, I know. It was sad, but it's just the fact of, like, I don't know. Justin Herbert, congrats on getting paid. I would love to see how the Chargers move. It's just a super competitive division, and I just don't think the guys are paying right now are the guys that'll get them over the top, especially past 2024. So you kind of lose that top talent.
The Chargers are going to be interesting to mull over these next couple of years, to kind of see how things go over there.